there. Welcome to Movie Review Mom. I'm the mom and I do the movie reviews. And my goal is to give you the heads up on filmmaking quality and content so that you can make the best decision as to whether or not you want to spend time or money or both watching a specific film. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I hope you like what you see. And if you are a subscriber returning for more, yay, thank you so much. I really appreciate all of your support. All right, so the movie I'm reviewing today is called Poker Face. I just watched this last night. I'm excited to tell you a little bit about it. This dramatic thriller releases in theaters on November 16th, 2022 in theaters. The movie is rated R and is an hour and 35 minutes. And the movie review mom grade I'm giving it is somewhere between a B- and a C+, I think. So let me explain why. I'm going to give you an overview in a nutshell and then point out things I liked and didn't like, as well as offer tips for parents, themes worth talking about, interesting lines, funny lines if there are any, and recommendations for other films that are sort of similar that I think you'll also like if you like this one, or they might even be better. Actually, they are. All right, so first, in a nutshell, there's a tech billionaire and gambler whose name is Jake Foley. He's played by Russell Crowe. He hosts a high-stakes poker game between his old childhood friends, offering them the chance to win more money than they've ever dreamt of. The evening takes a turn when he unveils his elaborate plan seeking revenge for their betrayals. And to play, they'll have to give up the one thing they've spent their lives trying to keep, their secrets. As the game unfolds, thieves break into the house and they must band together to survive a night of terror. Dun, dun, dun. So there were some things that I really liked about the movie. First of all, Academy Award winner Russell Crowe is all in on this movie. He co-wrote the screenplay, directed the film, and stars in it. The talented cast gives solid performances and includes Liam Hemsworth, yes, Thor's brother, RZA, Lynn Gilmartin, and more. Liam Hemsworth, since we're talking about him, has gained some weight and looks more like his famous brother than ever before, I thought. In real life, the beautiful Elsa Pataki, who's also in the movie, is married to Liam Hemsworth's brother. Yes, the hunky brother. Not to say he's not hunky, I mean Liam, but Chris Hemsworth, Thor himself. I love how Elsa's character just doesn't even hesitate to try to kick bad guy butt as soon as she sees a bad guy. There's some beautiful cinematography. We get to visit lovely Australia in the movie. I love to travel in movies. You might recognize the beautiful house that's featured in the movie because it was also used in the movie The Invisible Man. Did you ever see that one? The more recent one that they just did a couple of years ago. I'd love to travel the world as a location scout for movie studios. Hint, hint, in case you're looking for one. There is some great wisdom that's shared in Act 3. You have to go through kind of a lot of garbage to get to it, but at least you've got that to look forward to in case you start getting bored, because Act 1, well, I'll get to that in just a minute. But I loved how the ending tied in with a very random moment from Act 1, as well as the title. So there were some things that I didn't like. First of all, Act 1 is very slow moving, and Act 2 kind of goes pretty slowly as well. A lot of the movie is kind of a snoozer, at least it was for me. Then again, I also watched it late last night, so maybe I was just tired, but not that much happens. You know, you're expecting this tense thriller and a lot of talking happens for the bulk of the movie. The most interesting action doesn't take place until Act 3 and about in the last 15-20 minutes, really. There's a green screen moment that looked super fake, and then some other moments that are a little cringeworthy in terms of quality of filmmaking. Not the camera work so much, but just kind of how you'll see when you see the movie. let me give you some tips for parents. This is really not a kid's movie. Kids are going to be bored, and so will some adults, I think. There is a lot of profanity, including F-bombs. There are some crude conversations that are inappropriate for kids. A man experiences a drug-induced hallucination. We see a woman's naked backside with a bunch of tattoos on it. We see dead, bloodied bodies. There's guns, gun use. Someone drugs other people. There's some hand-to-hand combat and other violence, and alcohol and smoking of various substances. So, like I said, not a family-friendly movie. Let me share some of the themes that I thought were illustrated well in the film. One is gambling. Another is addiction. Others are greed, power, death, priorities, family, revenge, forgiveness, life journeys, wisdom, and crime. So I always write down funny lines and interesting lines just to kind of give you a taste of the dialogue and a feel for what the movie is like. I didn't write down any funny lines, but I have some interesting lines written on my written review at moviereviewmom.com, but I'll also share some of them with you right now. So, for example, Jack Thompson plays a character who is the shaman who gives this drug that causes an actor or one of the characters to kind of hallucinate. Okay. Anyway, he says, opening up to yourself is one thing. Opening up to others may still be hard, which is true. And this is what this character is struggling with. All right. And then there are some very wise golden nuggets in this movie. One is spoken by Russell Crowe's character, and he says, I've never been misguided in understanding that the way we've created opportunities for ourselves has an effect on the lives of others. And that's a really interesting line when you see he's this billionaire tech mogul and how he has chosen to spend his money. It's just kind of interesting to watch that. Another really beautiful line that his character says is, you'll find that friendship and love start when you forgive imperfections. And I really love that line because the movie centers around these old childhood friends. You see them at the beginning of the movie and some of the mistakes and the problems, the issues that they're having as kids. And then you see them as adults, and some of these issues are still lingering, and there hasn't been any forgiveness, and which is what's resulted in this desire for revenge. And then another great line that I really loved, and I quoted it to my husband after I watched this movie. Yeah, he was busy. He didn't watch it with me, but I think he would have liked it. Anyway, Jake is the name of the character played by Russell Crowe. And he says, don't be glass half empty or half full people. Be the kind of people who know whatever trial or disaster comes along, you can always refill the glass. Isn't that a great line? I'm going to remember that because I think that's how life is. It's not all half empty or all half full. It's both, isn't it? And that we have the opportunity to keep refilling that glass so that we can focus on the good, even though the bad stuff keeps coming. All right, so instantly I thought of two movies that I wanted to recommend. The first one is called Molly's Game, also a movie about gambling. It has the Academy Award winning Jessica Chastain. She's gorgeous in this movie. Another gambling movie that I really like is called 21. I've seen it multiple times, and every time I watch it, I'm just like, oh, that's so clever. That's so good. So it's kind of a fun movie with some tension, some humor, some great acting moments. And anyway, definitely check that one out. And my ultimate advice for you is don't get a gambling addiction. Now, I can say that because I live here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I personally know people who have gambling addictions, and living in Las Vegas is very difficult for them, and their personal lives have absolutely suffered. I live here because I don't gamble. I don't drink. So I can go on the strip and have a fantastic meal at a restaurant, watch a great show, and have a great time without having to be addicted to some of those kinds of things. So be clean, be safe, be happy, and all of that. Have a fantastic day, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.